The fryer is on, the curry is burning, the rice is fried. This image is all over the internet. And good morning, folks. It's 7:43 a.m. on the third month, 23rd day. There's that 233, 2025. We're looking at here is an emanated actual manifestation in a radar ring of a Birkeland current strand actually drawn down by the radar towards itself. And down here in the center of this area here is probably an airport or something with an NEXRAD at it. And I haven't gone hunting for the device, but it's right around here in this area. It makes sense to have it right about here at this train station. But anyways, I digress. It wasn't the only beam in town, you know. The north of here was blessed in this area here. And they're pinning flows from the Gobi Desert actually out here. And this big blast was indicative of this. It's pretty much the only image I got left of it because I had an unfortunateness and I had to shut my computer down after my last live. Yes, I was battling to get it on. But if I go over to my wall, I've got a full blast picture of it. But, you know, this is going to control the flow of the Indian Ocean. It's not coming in here. Things coming across are going to go up and around. It's going to energize storms, but it's going to force a lot of flow from the South Peninsula up and over into here. And there's a big desert here filled with sands and things, so the winds will whip up. But yeah, I expect some earthquakes through Japan. And well, we've had one hit in Taiwan, and it makes sense because there's a lot of perturbation, and this is not just a glitch. It's been on for quite a long time, quite a long time. I don't have the same imagery for China as I do for eyes, but the EMF signature in the clouds is, I'm going to put it on blue. We should see a little bit of the EMF from this area where the beam was, right? We got it over here. Let's make sure we get the right area. Oh yeah, Mr. Beam-Man, swelling the streams. Yeah, I see that all over the internet. And when somebody just puts an image up of something, it's gone. See, it's not there. What happened to it? I was just showing this. Hang on a minute. Oh, wait, that's future. Okay, that makes sense. Right, then let's go back in. Yeah, I try not to be too nefarious about everything. Yeah, you got the Three Gorges Dam and stuff around here, so I'm kind of worried about their totals over the next 10 days and such. Hey, so let me have a quick peek at them. See what's happening in China in this area, rain-wise. And what's it going to bring in? It takes about 7 days for that move to bring things in. Yeah, a bit of action starting for them, that's for sure. But my big worry today is down through Queensland. Over the next 36 and 48 hours, even Townsville, it's relentless. Okay, I don't know. I'll show you worst case scenarios because that's what you asked from me. But this is quite feasible. To see 10 centimeters of water, I think, is a bit low. And this is over through midday on the 26th at your time, Australia, up in that area. You figured that out. That's why I said midday. I'm going to find 12 noon. But this is more probable. Seeing the tendrils and stuff, so I'm not going to mollycoddle about. And just so you, this coastline here is still got 1/3 of a meter coming. And today ain't going to be an easy day. Right? Half and halves. Have some half and halves. Those relentless rains, man, it's a long period of rain. It's a long tendril. There's more way out here. I haven't loaded Mimic yet, but it's kind of important now that I do. So I will. And then I'll show you the central Queensland because I've been waiting for it to kick off as some of the action moves here. Oh gosh, that's a bit of a beam. Hello, McFly. What was going on here with the hello dog? Yeah, well, yippee-yo, yippee-yay, and the fryer is in, cooking up another day. Boy, that's going to make some heat. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I would have had that all lined up. Well, should I mark a map? Let's mark a map. When's it on strong? What you do first is you determine what is your strongest beam signature before it blends. That's probably it. Right there, far back. All right, let's have a look. I'm having a peek. We're having a peek. Yep. And we will have the microscope doing something this evening and afternoon, your time. So I've got most of the stuff set up, but I decided to get this over with. It's a pulsation. See it inside this corridor here, and there's the straight works right there. You have another one kicking off right through here. You have another device right here, and it's going that way, that way, that way. It's going to triangulate soon, and that way, so it's right there. Yeah, that's shut. Nothing's coming down this coast right now. If anything, it's setting it up for what's up here to come in. But my concern is all this just dove down your way. And this is common. All this here is common. It's coming right down into the trough. There's a big wall of EMF here, right? You see that there? That's shut. That's shut to this. This gets this. That's shut for now. And they'll open that corridor up, and I'll look at a map and see where they're going to open it up. Okay, so we can narrow this down. There's one tendril. There's a big pockets down over the top. Right now the water is there. It's just waiting on the energy to drop it. So let's go look now. It's quite a shut, huh? Right there's the edge. But that's because this air is moving, right? And so as that beam came up in a straight line, then the actual motion of the winds will show you the curves. So I know there's a split in the flow here, because you see this curve here and that curve there. That's telling me, because I know that beam went up, right? It went up. Let's jump back an hour. See, it went up. But that's a big pulse line there, right? So you can see it all the way up here. Through there. That's a pan. That's shut now. So this will be going that direction. Another one will go that direction on a different deck, and the wiper sweep that right in here. So there's a lot of water coming your way just looking at that. Let's go have a look at the world view here. I'll pull it back, and let's have a quick look about. I won't leave you out of this. This is a big picture. Okay, so I can see the flow on New Zealand as well, because you look like you got chem-bominated as well. Yep. Chem-bomination across the Australian nation. So what I'm wanting to look for here, and I picked a different color pen, is where's the flow? Okay, I see the vapors going out here, right, headed that direction, right? That's headed that way. Okay, so this flow is that way, right? This flow is wanting to come down here, and I know of a radar here that's been very active and it's been turning. I know of a radar here and here that created this channel, but this is half on, so only half of that channel is affected. So, okay, I'm getting better at this now. So this flow here is the next few days. It's right in through here. Then the outflow of this has to come across, but before it comes across, it's got to overcome this beam line right here, and that's going to stall it in here. Oh my God, you poor folks. I'm going to get a cleaner picture now. New Zealand, how you doing? Bless this beautiful land, and its waters may it be cleansed. May no whales beach, and let freedom ring. Wow, man. Would you look at the gulp? Look at the cam here. Hang on, let me let that clear up and do that image again. Hang on, let's do this right. Oh my. You don't believe in chemtrails, any of you New Zealanders? Well, it seems like they believe in you. Look at all this here. Look how many different methods of geo here. There's your EMF creating a flow line here, right? Which makes this flow hesitant to come across. Right? There's your boost right there. So just leave his signature, and it's V shape. He's kind of pointing toward a radar station. Is there one there? I'm checking right now. You see this EMF hook and this here? This makes flow through here obstructed. See? This is blocked at the flow, and those were chemtrails, right? And I'm going to take some of that off. Again, that's the boost here. Yeah, it's microwaves. This is chemtrails. Probably, let's see, if there's a chem bomb here, and if a plane went underneath the fallout of that, it would make that trail. So it's not necessarily a plane making the trail. It just has the heated exhaust to condensate the particles. Look at the ice crystals in this here. You probably can see that off Nelson. They'll say, oh, look, noctilescent clouds. No, man, that's what it looks like when the gas chamber comes to you. Same with it over here, Crystal. I guess that's Takeka and Collinwood and all that. The beeweed. Look at this here. I mean, really, look at that. I'll just circle that and leave it. That's Shinabi. So we go to the Westland here. I mean, how many clouds go X all the time, right? So that's a pulse wave. See that there? That's a pulse. It goes out here as well. It's coming from here. Right there. And we got some more pistons going on. They're all pointing right in this direction. Look. See them all pointing? You got a device there. Bzzz, getting fried, getting fried. Have a Marlboro. No, they're not smoking it down over there. They're engineering children over there. Yeah, they do. They got a big in vitro clinic. If you looked at the statue they have across the creek from their parking lot, it looks like the Monsanto logo. It fucking does. I looked at it with my own eyes. I went, oh my God. Somebody said, what do you see here? I said, I see the guilt. And those are the exact words I used. Something's here. Something's there. Yeah. It's deploying, man. It's deploying. This is pollution, cut and dry. We don't know what's in it. That's illegal. Blocking the sunlight, that's immoral. Where else could we go with this, New Zealand? Where else could we go? We'll save that for you. And off she goes. Where are we off to next? Are we back off to the far door? Oh, there's a big beam sweat coming through here. Look at this. That's beams right here. It's a signature in the clouds of a wide one, actually. Quite wide. Look. Right here. I showed you the nasty totals. I've been holding that in for a while. That's a gap right here. See, that's a beam in the center. There's another gap. And so this is forced in together, this line. That becomes one with itself. All the chem. I call that move hemming the chem. And it creates a lane for things to want to go to. Okay, I'm marking the flow lines here. When this thing comes out to sea, it's going to come into several spots. And that's likely. That's likely. Wow, look at the chem off the coast of Yeppoon, man. Look at this. Look at this shit here. How are these people breathing up here? How are my whales when they come out of the water for a breath? How are they feeling? We're shoving this stuff right up their blowholes, man. How's that making you feel? You feeling me yet, or do you want me to totally go there, let you feel what I feel in a broadcast? When I see beautiful areas I've traveled to being absolutely toxified with aluminum hydroxide skies. That's aluminum hydroxide. Don't tell me any different. You show me it isn't. How about that big chemtrail right in the center there? That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Look at these bombs along this pristine, beautiful, beautiful coastline here. Welcome to the Capricorn Coast. Something here is deploying. Just like that. Right there. The bomb in the air. Over the airport, there's a bomb. Over the ocean, there's a bomb. There's looking face above Bundy. Had too much rum. Doesn't see the chemtrails. Toxify in the fields where the drinks are made. Lots of beautiful fruits getting poison. Poison flowing through a tree's veins. Look at all this stuff going over the top of that stuff in the bottom. That's not nice looking stuff, is it? That's not puffy white Bob Ross clouds. These are clouds of lies by our oppressors that are designed to toxify your bodies, deprive them of oxygen, and help you be the walking fungus among us. Look at the chemtrail here. Look at the shadow it left on the ground here. Look at the bombs streaming off over the Nobanini state conservation area. What are they conserving? They ain't conserving oxygen. They ain't conserving no breath. And we're all worried about one guy who on the gurney looked like he had no legs, can't breathe from a cup on his neck. And now this is happening to us, and we're all cupping it down our necks. Look at the pulse wave down here, controlling the flow towards Sydney of the cold air. Boy, are they mixing that just right through here. That's what I see when I see that. That's a pulse line, man. Look at the front. Yeah, you getting fronted all right. You're like a dagger in the heart of the earth right there. Not naturally occurring cloud formation. Something here is deploying fireworks in our skies and it turned into a cloud of something, and that's the sickness mix. This is the one that bothers me the most. It's just when you're Yanga Lake, walking track, this here, that's the sickness mix. Comes down thin and gets into your skin. Nanoparticles. Yeah, right to your skin. It's fucking everywhere too, man. That's why we got to get this to stop. We got to say no to the Paris Agreement. Even if you don't believe chemtrails and all this shit's real. Do you believe in the taxes you're going to have to pay are being not real when they propose them? Well, you better look into that then. If all you're worried about your wallet, then let me give you plenty of reasons to say no to that for that. If you don't give a shit about the Coral Sea and the poisoning going on here, and I'm getting upset, I have to show something else. I have to move. Right, let's just show you what's going on, and I'm clicking off. I can't look at the poison of my earth every day and expect to stay healthy. And right now I'm feeling really low over some of the stuff the microscope's revealing. And I'll be showing you more today. I just moved all this stuff around actually while I was loading this up. I had to restart the computer and reload all this. Alright, I've been live about an hour ago. Feeling a bit fucked with. But that's okay. That means I'm fucking them if they're gonna fuck me back. At least I know somewhere along the line I've been balls deep into the system. Didn't mind it. Lady Liberty. Balls deep to get Liberty back. Oh, look at that. Just leave some data off. Just leave that data off. Big stars. I don't know how much this is going to let me show, folks. How about I do this? You keep your heads up. You keep your eye on these radars. Keep your eye on the radars. And know what geoengineering looks like when you see it, right? It's the path, and these are nasty storms. I'm going to have to load this somehow different because, again, I'm having difficulties with my signal. Only after I start showing certain things. That's okay. If I have to phone the microscope and I'm going to show you somewhere else and then show you, I will do that. I'm trying to get an active image of this. This radar is on. See the beams right here? Look, look. Watch. I'll mark it. See, this is beaming, and it'll have an effect on the clouds. There ain't been a single time that they told me it was a glitch, and I couldn't show you how a glitch. First off, how come a glitch moves a lot, right? If it's a predictable pattern where the mountain range might cause a gap in the radar return, it would be there all the time. It wouldn't be like here and then there and then suddenly doing a big pulse circle, what they're right turn cloud, you know, these type things that we see. And when I turn on the sat view, which is not going to work correctly, so I'm going to try to open it right now, it often, far too often, shows the square formation in the plasmoid haze of the condensate nucleation that happens when you heat up a small particle and there's moisture enough around for it to condensate. And that's like two moves. That's pulsating the low deck, and it's up high, beaming the moisture, causing it to either move down that way or up, depending upon which way is. If a beam might be shaped like a wedge, which way is the wedge pointing? Is it going that way, or is the wedge like that? Forcing updrafts, controlling the thermals. What is it doing? All I know is just terrible totals are not out of reach. They ain't ended any time soon, and now it's coming for the center area of this part of Queensland. The totals are terrible. You're going to be prepared for very violent thunderstorms to further, like towards Charlieville and stuff you get, right? When you'll start interacting more with that cold air that the beams the other day worked up through Melbourne and the mountains. And this is going to then take a very, very dramatic turn towards the coast. And when it belts, it'll belt quick, right? If I can go over here to about the 26, 27, you'll start to see the totals on the coast. So once again, the witches of Ipswich. Yep. I'll be asking if Hattie is okay. Don't drop the joint. And it just happens all this right near an RAF base. Do they want to expand their base? Do they want your land? Are they proposing stuff for the Olympics to be in your area they don't want you to be there for? Do you feel like you're in the lucky country right now? Because when I look at the access total, I'm not thinking You're too lucky along Harvey Bay. I don't think you're too lucky up here in Mackay and Townsville. And when I look at ECFW, right, I'll show you the likely. Yeah, I'll give you the rest of it. And it ain't Festivus. Okay, so heads up, New South Wales. We're getting ready to warn you two. You're in the cards. In the fucking cards. Because they got your geoengineered number. When's your big day? Because when it comes over you, it's coming over fast. Yeah, it'll be in and out from you in fair no time. It's not like one of those, what's it all about, Alfie? Is it because of geoengineering you lived? Absolutely. I'll stand by my words. Alfie was undeniably a geoengineered storm. Pinpoint Agenda 2030 land grab accuracy, whether you want to talk about the smart railroad, Clara cities, and all that, with the new satellite hubs that are already popping up in the newspaper. We got a special 5G smart city for you coming up. So, as soon as you hear that talked about, after we warned about that in advance, and we showed you the chemtrails, and we showed you the beeves that swell the streams and kill the dreams, I'll tell you, how dare you told me that that's a... Yeah, this is a total they just hid from me, by the way. I kept this up. I'm not going to move that slider or that'll change. This is what it said before. And I see it's quite valid over the next probably about 52 hours. Okay, so heads up. Get your arcs ready. Keep your heads above the portholes and get ready to get in them at any time. Because, well, the floaties from the chemtrails are coming down. The EMF has guided all the dynamics of the rivers of moisture, and the chem has been activated through electromagnetic frequency perturbation of its molecules. And when I look over here at Griffith in a national park, I have got to say, they're trying to kill us, and they're lying about it. And we're not jackasses. We're not paying for our own poison, and I didn't sign up to be a guinea pig. Humane beings we are, human beings we will stay. And maybe one day we'll have blue skies totally back again, because there's none left in the world for me to find today. Not one place. There's no blue. Or I can find geoengineering everywhere, everywhere. Don't you tell me it isn't real. That was the bluest spot on the planet. Well, there once was a man near Nantucket who just looked at the sky and said, fuck it. And as he dialed his phone, the chemtrails went home and rotted him to the base of his bones. Whether you believe it or not, New York City, this can kill you anyhow. Donald Trump, you did not end geoengineering. Quit lying to the world. You warmongering, Yemen bombing, Palestinian fucking genocide backer, Zionist cunt. And when I look at where the area I was born, poisoned like this, and this is where I was born, within the circle of this fucking map, I have got to say, I believe in you, I believe in me, and I don't believe the government that's poisoning us is ever going to stop until we stop them. That is fucking all. I'm pissed. Bye.